Alright, so we don't have enough projects right now. So I figured why not get one more? What the heck? So, me and my buddy picked up a Hobie Cat. Hi. So, I got a buddy, he actually lives on the side of my house. I have an apartment here, and he wanted a sailboat, and we found a sailboat, cheap. But cheap comes with a price, because now you have to actually put some effort into making it work. So right now I got the hull out here. For some reason this guy, whoever owned it before, put a crap load of just globbed resin along the bottom. We told Troy he was trying to protect it from when he beached it, which I get, but we'll sand that down and put a bunch of gel coat on that. So it's got a couple of little war wounds here. We'll patch those up. It needs a trampoline, needs some fittings, but overall it's pretty good. He got it for 260 bucks. And then we happened to find the trailer down in Fort Lauderdale for 150 bucks. So I'll be helping him work on that. Meanwhile, my poor baby, she's here by herself. She's so neglected. This won't take, hopefully it won't take too long, maybe a month or so. Before we get it back in the water. Here in Delray Beach, you can park your boat on the water, or actually on the beach. You can leave it on the beach, so that's pretty cool. I've been obsessing about sailing lately for some reason. The thought of getting a boat and sailing all around the world just sounds amazing. So I guess the first part is to learn how to sail. Now, I sailed as a kid, but it's been a long time, so I'm not too, definitely not too adept at sailing. So this should be a fun learning experience. Show you something real quick. I'm working on the Hobie Cat, and so it had been sitting in this one spot for years, and it probably was just sitting in the sand, kind of dirt, sand dirtish, in those, the trees that this thing was found in. Anyways, so this thing was sitting in the ground for a long time, and I think what happened was we got some blisters from just it just sitting in the soil. Just the bottom edge, so I think you can kind of see that, right? And the thing is, these blisters, and they're filled with fluid. So so along this edge right here, this edge right here, I'm just gonna grind off all that gel coat, get down to fresh glass, and then I should be able to probably grind to fresh glass, let it dry out, put a coat of epoxy over it, and then when I paint it, it should be fine. But just wanted to show you that. So I wound up grinding off all the gel coat that was bubbled up, and I put a coat of epoxy on. Also right here on this one edge, it was kind of thin on the glass, so I put a strip of glass just on this one area. But I just put a coat of epoxy just to, I don't know, the glass seemed pretty dry, and why not? I'll just sand it off. Maybe it'll level out to this. And this area needs some thickness just because when you're landing up on the beach and stuff like that. So and I just did some patching over here, and this one on the corner is a pain. So in order to get the glass to really go around this corner, I used peel ply and I taped it, and hopefully that'll bring it around the corner. It wasn't sticking very well. Not sure why. Probably because it was just this small little part that I needed to go around the corner. So, yeah, getting close. Okay, so I have gone around and sanded all the spots that I put glass and epoxy in with 80 grit sandpaper. Let me show you a mistake I made, which now is going to cost me more labor. When I was taking off this gel coat, at the bottom here, and as opposed to using my orbital sander, which would have worked, it's just it would have been time consuming. Hold on a second. I decided to use my angle grinder with my flat disc. So it worked much faster. The problem with working much faster is it's more aggressive, and it's more aggressive, it has the chance to screw things up much easier, which I did. So let me show you what I did. I basically got a bunch of little divots in the glass that I now have to fix. So you can probably see them really easily if you go down here, because what I've sanded is dull, and then in the little craters where that grinder dug into the glass is still shiny. So if you can see that, I have a lot of fairing to do on this now. So I could have saved myself that by just going slower with the orbital. Sometimes you just learn slower is better. Here that I scuff up all these little dents. I'm using 80 grit sandpaper by hand. Just getting in there and just going through each one, making sure that when I put fairing compound on it, it's got a nice surface to bite to. I can't put that on smooth material or it'll just come off. Kind of tedious, but whatever. I'm such a spoiled brat. Just sanding by hand, I'm so like, oh my god, can't believe I gotta sand by hand. But I don't want to sand off too much of the epoxy I put on there. So this allows me to target the areas I need. Okay, I'm gonna mix up some fairing compound now. Let's give us some. One, two. So this US Composites epoxy goes 3-to-1. So this is. Okay. sticks for about a minute. It's nice, it's a little cool right now. It's about 70 degrees, so I'm not worried about this kicking too quickly. As opposed to my 90 to 95 degree summertime weathers. I like using these sticks here because they have a nice corner, so you really can dig on the bottom. Make sure you're scraping the edges too. It's easy to get. It can be easy to miss some epoxy. And then the other ingredient, these are micro balloons. I'm not sure exactly if they're actual balloons, microscopic. I believe they are, but not 100%. These are 3M micro balloons. So you use this as opposed to using Cavasol. This makes it easy to sand. Toothpaste. We'll make this toothpaste consistency. Get the sides scraped real good. Get the bottom scraped real good. Don't want no surprises. I'm not no expert. I'm definitely not an expert when it comes to fairing. I've only done it very little bit. Did it on a sail paddleboard. I fixed. I'm just getting the hang of it. But there we go. Nice and thick. It's a little on the thick side. Definitely mix this up too thick. It'll work for the first coating. I think it'll be all right. So, funny story, I went out of town this weekend, and I went up north, and what I did was I set my weather on my phone for the place I was going up north, and then I forgot to reset it, so when I came back home, so when I put on the fairing compound, before I put it on, Like, I kind of felt like it was going to rain, maybe, possibly. It felt like it was, but I checked the weather, and it said it wasn't going to rain. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'll put so I put this layer of fairing on here, and it rained. It rained. But I think it kicked off before it rained, so I think I'll be all right. But I'm gonna have to let this really dry out. It seems like it's not as hard as I like, but yeah. So stupid mistake.